I got your bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last week. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. 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 Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Corner doing dope. 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 Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last week. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. 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 Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch.
From the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
Oh, what's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, February 5th, 2025. And this is episode number 899. What? 899 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello. Hi. How are you? Hope you're doing good. This is crazy, but no tech problems getting started. So that's good news. Busy day in the Laminack household as per usual. Getting ready to hit the road. Going out of town with my boy Jerry Wayne Longmire. That's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be good times had by all. I got a show tonight. Come on out and be at the Punchline Comedy Club again. If you're in town, it's going to be myself, Sun Tran, Tess Vergolt, and Nick Palermo. So getting ready for that. Busy day. Got lots of stuff in the works. Trying to get it all done, folks. Trying to get it in today. Alex said 18 years ago today, my baby boy was born. Oh, that's dope, dude. Congratulations to you and to him. Happy birthday to your baby boy, man. That's cool. We got a birthday today that we didn't get to yesterday. I failed. Got all caught up in it. So we'll get to a birthday today. Mark said lurking, no volume. Mark, thank you, sir. Much appreciated to you. I appreciate the lurk. Always appreciated. Lurk is better than nothing. What up, Brian Pettit? Good to see you. Rudy Rod. Sounds like a pretty good show tonight. Shut up, Rudy Rod. Checking in on YouTube. Donna, my sweet Donna. Rudy Rod, AJB, Jeff Bell. All over there on the YouTubes. Jesus is on Twitch along with Alex Villanueva, Jared Taylor, and Perry, and Mark G, and Brian Pettit in early. That's who I see early. Yes. Yep. Got it. Yeah, Alex Villanueva and Brian Pettit were in super early along with Donna on the Twitches. And Jared. Yeah, and Jesus. That was who was in super dupe early. They sat on the corner and did some dope. I was about to say, are we not? Okay, YouTube always messes with me a little bit. All right, so busy show. We're gonna break down Super Bowl because this is the last show of the week. No show tomorrow, and we're going to do a private hour today. We'll probably get started on that about around 4 o'clock ish, maybe about 4:15. Go to about 5:15 ish. May have to cut it a little bit short, but we're gonna get to that as well. So yeah, not a ton of surprises on today's show. Super Bowl, NBA trade deadline, some shenanigans and tomfoolery as always. Never know what's gonna come up. Perry said no tech problems, huh? Odds that the power goes out at BiffNet. No shit, right? We hadn't had a good old power outage in a while. Definitely hadn't had a good old power outage in a while. Definitely due for one of those. Oh, shut up, Alex. Alex said, now you owe a missed birthday an extra 5 shots. There's no way I'm doing 5 shots in advance of a comedy show. I don't go on stage drunk. And let's see, when is my comedy anniversary? My comedy anniversary. Let's see. Calendar. It's in April. It is. God, when is it? I thought it was April. Isn't it? Yeah. April 17th, 2013 was the first time I ever hit the stage and performed comedy. April 17th, 2013. So we're coming up on 12 years that I've been doing stand-up comedy. I have been drunk on stage 0 times. I have never been drunk on stage. Excuse me. I have been tipsy. I've been feeling good. Excuse me. One time I was not performing, but I was hosting a contest. And there was a few people in the crowd, not many. It was all of the contestants' family members, and it was my home club, and the owner was like, man, just get shit-faced and have fun. And I was like, okay, sure. So I didn't get shit-faced, but I had a few, and yeah, it was good. I was silly. That's for sure. But I don't like being out of control. I like knowing what I'm going to say. I like being in control. I don't like doing that. And I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to embarrass the club. I don't want to embarrass the people that I'm on the show with. So never been drunk on stage in my life. Don't plan on doing it now, 12 years later, Alex. Nope, not doing it. So, I drink on stage. A lot of times, though, it's honestly just between us gals, it's a timing mechanism. I use alcohol and the drink as a prop, as a timing mechanism more than anything. It's like a whole rhythm thing and a cue. It's kind of a silent cue. And sometimes it can be, it can add emphasis to a joke without the audience even knowing that it's adding emphasis to a joke. Like sometimes if you say something that's kind of sarcastic and you take a drink when you do it, it actually enhances the joke. Like if I were to say something like, oh yeah, Total Dallas's jokes are hilarious. That enhances it as opposed to be like, oh yeah, Total Dallas's jokes are hilarious. So like it can actually become part of the act, the set, the show. So I use the drink in the set more often than not. So not that you guys give a single fuck. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up, though, man. If you're a fan of comedy, you're a fan of my comedy, I have some really cool shows and opportunities coming up for you to catch a show. And I hope that you'll do that. Specifically, I have a show coming up at the Punchline Comedy Club April 2nd. And I'm hoping that all of you cats and kitties will join me for that. It's April 2nd. That is a Wednesday. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Tickets are on sale now. They just went on sale like early this week. So they are on sale. Let me make sure this link works. I made a shortened link to make it easier on myself. And yeah, okay. So there's the link in the chat. I hope you guys will come. I would love to see every single one of your big dumb faces. I would love nothing more than that. And some of you, and I'm not going to name names, will make up some ridiculous excuses. It's a school night. Jen, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Donna is going. She was like, I can't go. I can't make it. And then the tickets went on sale, and she was one of the first to get a ticket. And if she can put aside whatever she had to get it, by God, so can you. All right? And don't make me start throwing out guilt trips. Don't make me resort to that. Okay? If Cisco can drive all the way from Fredericksburg for this show, I don't know. He's not going to do that. I'm just saying. If he can do that, Cisco's like, what the fuck? What? Yeah. If Cisco can drive from Fredericksburg for this show, well, there you go. If Jay Cross can come all the way from Philly on a bicycle, surely you guys in Houston can make this show. Come do it. Come to a show. It's going to be a fun show, for real. It's going to be a good time. I'm doing an hour. If you've been to a show in the last 6 months, you've heard some of this, but some of you have never been to a show. Some of you hadn't been in a really long time. So a lot of this material is going to be new, and you've never heard it. And I think you'll have a good time. What up, Jay Cross, though, man? It's good to see you, brother. Long time no talk. Brian Pettison, it's good to see him. John Dorier, what's up? Who else? Cisco, I'm just kidding with you, brother. Just busting your chops. He said, hi from high. Sorry I'm late. I shared that post with my IG. All good, brother. I'll be in Fredericksburg that night. You raggedy bitch. It's all good. What up, McLovin? Good to see you, pimp. Jen's ears must have been burning. She's in the chat now. Mr. John Dorier, he's in. I think I got everybody. All right, cool. Yeah, you know what? I am going to have to, I feel like I'm going to have to start rolling out guilt trips. Not on you guys. Again, here's the thing. Like, when I talk on this show about support or lack of support, I don't want you guys to think that it's necessarily directed at you. Most of you guys are super supportive of me and this show and comedy and everything else. So I don't want you guys to think that when I say things that they're directed at you necessarily. Some of you guys come to all of my stuff, all support this and comedy, and so I don't want you to think that it's just me talking, and I've always been an open book and shared insights into myself and my career. So I don't want you to get the wrong idea. And I want you to also know I do truly understand how lucky I am to have you guys and this community and how much support I really do have compared to other people. So I want you guys to know that what I say, take it with a grain of salt. Okay? I understand how lucky I truly am. How blessed I am to have this deckhead community. So please don't be like, this son of a bitch. I know. Believe me, I know. Believe me. There is nobody in this city luckier than I. There's nobody on Twitch. There's very few guys that do what I do on Twitch. Now, I mean, there's, chicks that show their titties and feet or whatever. But there's very few guys that do what I do that can count themselves as lucky as me. So trust me when I tell you I understand how lucky I am. And I know. So don't get it twisted, okay? Jen didn't hear me talking of shit about her. Just said, what did I do now? Nothing. Someone send a video one day of what, Brian? Of stand-up? There's tons of videos on Patreon. Well, I shouldn't say tons, but there's several. Patreon members, I'll upload videos to the Patreon. Yeah, different shows, like really, really fun clips. Sometimes I'll just randomly upload a set. So if you're a Patreon member, you get stand up along with Barry on Deck stuff too. I'll throw up a crazy clip or something wild that's happened. I'll share all kinds of shit on there, not just Barry on Deck related. But if you are a Patreon member and you go to Patreon, there is full stand up sets out there. So Alex said my feelings are directed to Total Dallas. Jen said, Mr. Pettit, why am I crazy? Did Barry say that about me? No, I did not say you're crazy. I said, I was talking about my show, Jen, April 2nd. And I was like, I don't want to hear no damn excuses. Some of you are going to have some super lame ass excuse. Like, oh, I don't know. Like, it's a school night. And I said, I'm not going to name names. Jen. That's all. Just poking fun. And I said, I don't want to have to start rolling out guilt trips. Again, not here. Definitely online, though. I'm going to have to. I'm mean, though. Maybe that's why people don't buy tickets. I'm kind of a dick when I post about this stuff on Facebook. People are like, bro, you're such an asshole when you post about your shows. I'm like, well, I just kind of post the truth. This is true. A lot of times I'm like, hey, here's another show you're not going to go to. I mean, like, fuck it. Let's just all be honest about it. Hey, here's another show you're going to say once it's passed. Man, when's your next show? Fuck. Yeah. Jen said, yeah, you're my third dependent. Hey, shit, Jen. I had damn near 1099 you last year, not this year. This has been a slower year. Last year I almost had to send Jen a W-2 or whatever the fuck it is. 1099. Yeah. Not, it's not the same though. Trust and believe. Barry, I use koozies when I'm in my gaming room. Oh, for the drinks? Yeah, I probably should. I'm a lot of people's dependents. Nora's, Jen's, CC's. I mean, I could just go down the list of Patreon members, pretty much deckheads. Like that scroll you see at the end of the show, that's also all of my parents. CC said her accountant was like, who is this? Is this your son? Oh, I tell you what, man, this new era of media, it's an adjustment. John Doria said, do you know of any good babysitters? No deckheads. No, you don't want deckheads babysitting your kids. God, no. For fuck's sake. No. You don't do that. Good Lord, don't do that. Yeah, no, I don't know. But the babysitters are easy to find. You just go on Craigslist. You go to the back pages. And there you go. I don't do that. Don't get your babysitter off Craigslist, bro. I did see something about support that I thought was really poignant. And again, it doesn't necessarily apply to me. But I found it to be very interesting because I do think it applies to a lot of other comics and a lot of people. It said something to the effect of, what up, Walt? And again, it doesn't apply to me necessarily, but I think it does apply to a lot of comics, which is why I say, don't get me wrong, I do understand how lucky I am. But it says something to the effect of, your friends and family and people in your circle that support you won't buy a $10 ticket to come see you perform on a Thursday because it's a Thursday. But they'll spend $100 to go watch Cat Williams on a Tuesday. And they don't even know Cat Williams. Or there was another one that was like, your friends won't spend $10 to come watch your show and support you on a Saturday. Or no, is your friends won't share your shit online, but they'll wish the same people that know you. Your friends won't share your stuff online, but they'll wish Cardi B happy birthday. I was like, yo, that's some funny shit. Because some of that is very, very true. Very true. It's hilarious. Again, I'm one of the lucky ones. You guys support and show up and show out. When I told, the Punchline had asked me, they were like, we were talking about the last time I headlined. I was telling them it was at the Improv. And they were like, oh, you headlined? I was like, yeah. But I said, they only gave me a week's notice. And they were like, oh, really? I think they were expecting, they were like, well, how many did you have come out? I was like, I think we had 70. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, we had like 70 show up. They were like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, that's, for a week, that's not bad. They were like, that's crazy. So I know how lucky I am. I truly do. I'm blessed. But it is funny, man. There's a lot of comics that they can't get 10 people to come to a show. They just, no matter how hard they try, they can't get 10 people to buy a goddamn ticket, no matter what. It's crazy. So get a ticket, come to the show, or don't. That's like your choice, man. But I got a lot of shit coming up. All right. Hopefully, yeah. Hold on. Kelly Iko is trying to confirm a time with me. So hopefully Kelly Iko joins me today. He pushed yesterday. He said he would be able to do it longer today. So hopefully we get Kelly Iko on to talk Rockets, Spurs, and the De'Aaron Fox trade. Because Kelly covers quite a bit now. He used to cover just the Rockets. Now for The Athletic. Now he covers quite a few. Let me see. He covers. Oh, he's the regional reporter now. Oh, fancy. He's on Blue Sky now. I guess I need to move over to Blue Sky. It doesn't say all that he covers, but I know it's San Antonio. I don't think he covers the Mavericks though. I think it's Memphis. I think he covers Memphis. So, okay, he said 3:45. Perfect. Awesome. Cool. So Kelly Iko, 3:45. Gonna hop on and talk all things NBA, Rockets, Spurs, Grizzlies, all that. Walter, this is definitely a great group. We try our best to support the show and your comedy shows, and you'll come out and support even if it's drag racing. I do my best. I don't get to make everything, obviously, when my schedule allows, and it's not often, but I try to come out when I can. I made Cece's birthday party. I've made a couple of races now with Walt when I can. It's not often. I mean, I stay busy, but I'd love to be able to go to more stuff more often. But yeah. Yo, what up, Adam? Adam said, Lakers. Adam, you must be a big Lakers fan, huh? Well, congrats, buddy. Congrats. And apparently they're not done yet. Jared Taylor, let's go! Holy shit, Jared Taylor just picked up 2 tickets to the show. Sir, you're a gentleman and a scholar, Jared Taylor. Jared Taylor just said 2 less preferred tickets available. Oh, love you, Jared. You bringing the wife? Let's get it. Now let's slow down, Adam. Let's pump them brakes a little bit. I know they might be wore out from all that LA traffic, but all the way to the chip. I mean, look. Where's the Lakers defense going to come from? They kind of had a point in Dallas about defense does win championships. In fact, I was looking at StatMuse, and if you look at, let's see, NBA, hold on, StatMuse, NBA defense, let's see, team defense. If you look at team defense, like pressure, or team defense rating, leaders, all of the teams, all of the elite teams in the league, all of the teams at the top of the standings, all of the teams with the best records in the league, no coincidence, they also have the best defensive ratings in the league. And that is not by coincidence. So don't get it twisted. Luka, one of the 3 or 4, 5, top 5 for sure, best players on the planet. And he's no doubt the heir apparent in LA. I mean, you've got your, superstar to build around for the future. It was a magnificent move. But they're gonna need a stopper. But I mean, look, Rob Pelinka said they're not done. They're looking for a big, and so I guess that's the plan. Which brilliant, that's fantastic. But let's see here, Chrome resize. If we just check this, here's your standings right now. Cleveland, Boston, the Knicks, top 3 in the East. Thunder, Grizzlies, Rockets scuffling right now, top 3 in the West. Over here on StatMuse, you look Thunder, Magic, Clippers, Rockets, Celtics, Grizzlies. You see the Cavs are at 8. A lot of those teams, Thunder, Magic, Clippers, Rockets, Celtics, Grizzlies, I mean, those are teams that are Cavs, Celtics, Magic are 8 right now, but there's the Thunder, Grizzlies, Rockets. I mean, there's top 3 in the West for sure. We said Thunder, Rockets, Grizzlies. There's your tops. There's 3 of the top 6 right there. And then Celtics and Cavs are 5 and 8 in the East. And then you got the Magic, which are kind of an outlier. The Magic are sitting in 8th place, which is kind of weird. They'll get after you defensively. They just can't score. They just terrible offensively. And what's wild is when you look at this and then you go down, and so here's, let me see. Yeah, this is what was wild is StatMuse had a thing where if you looked at offensive rating, let's see. Oh, here it is. NBA rankings. Check this out. This is crazy. Here's NBA offensive ratings, right? Cleveland, the Knicks, so it's the Cavs, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, and the Thunder. That's 1 through 6. Defensive rating. Thunder, Magic, Clippers, Rockets, Celtics, Grizzlies. But then your overall, your net overall, well, there's your top 6, your net rating overall. Thunder, Cavs, Celtics, Grizzlies, Knicks, Rockets. I mean, that's basically 6 of the best teams in basketball right now. I mean, that's the Cavs and the Celtics are 2 best teams in the East. The Thunder and the Rockets are 2 of the top 3 teams in the West. Oh, by the way, the Knicks are the 3rd best team in the East. And oh, by the way, the Grizzlies are the 2nd best team in the West. So the top 6 teams in net rating, also the top 6 teams in the standings. Funny how that works. So you might not be, and the Rockets don't show up in offensive rating, but they do show up in defensive rating. Wild how that works. So the Knicks will just beat you to death and outscore you. And we saw that they're not far out in defensive rating. Oops. We saw that they weren't far out. They were, where were they? Oh yeah, they were. Wow. They're 15. Wow, that's weird. That's kind of an outlier. I guess they just score so much. Yeah, 121 is crazy. But that's what it is. The Rockets get after you so much on defense. Hey, yo! Elkie, thank you for the follow, man. Much appreciated. KD's getting traded. Yeah, Elkie, that's the rumor. But, Elkie, according to a headline on ESPN, he's not interested in a Warriors reunion. So that's going to make it interesting. So, Lakers got some work to do, I guess is the point, Adam. Props to the Lakers, man. I think this makes them, especially when you look at the standings, this definitely makes them a player. They're 5 right now. They're giving up 112 a game, which in the West is good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. But it's way down there, right? Like Thunder giving up 104, Clippers 107, T-Wolves 108, Rockets 108.6, and the Warriors 111, Lakers 112. So Lakers are going to have to get a lot better defensively. And AD was really probably their better defensive player. They got worse on defense. Now you'll see that this number right here, their plus minus differential, that will get better. I think that's definitely going to get better. Yo, I don't know how you say that. Cressy, is that right? Did I get that right? Cressy, is that correct? Tell me if I said that. But thank you for the follow, Cressy. So yeah, and we're gonna get into all this. I promise. We're gonna get into El Kisela. Kisela. Huh? I don't think. Oh, that's not how that's spelt at all. But again, Kelly Iko, who covers Rockets, Grizzlies, Spurs for The Athletic. He's the NBA regional. He's a writer for the NBA, covers regional. Yeah, he'll be on at 3:45, and we're going to talk all things NBA with Kelly Iko. So hang out for that. Yo, what up, Joe? Good to see you back, pimp. Thanks for coming back to the show. Orlando had been down there top 2 scorers most of the season, though. Yeah, that's a good point too. They've been hit with the injury bug for sure. Yeah, Cresty said Suns are finished. KD getting traded right now. I need to find who's let's see. Let's pull up Shams. Let's see. He pinned the Luka deal. As Golden State pursues Phoenix's Kevin Durant, 2-time Warriors NBA Finals MVP, has no desire in a reunion and does not, I repeat, does not want to go back. That's according to Shams. I guess he was talking on NBA Today. Does not want to go back. That was reporting for NBA Today. New Orleans Pelicans are trading center Daniel Tice and draft compensation to the Thunder. That broke 2 hours ago. New Orleans was $1.4 million over the luxury tax. There was another trade too. There you go. Oh, there it is. Boston Celtics are trading Jaden Springer and their 2030 second round pick to the Houston Rockets. Both teams are also exchanging heavily protected second rounders. Okay. Interesting. Didn't see that earlier. To help Milwaukee build out their roster now and in the future, Kyle Kuzma is reducing a portion of the trade bonus in his contract. Kyle Kuzma joins Giannis and Dame in Milwaukee. Interesting. This was 5 hours ago. Boy, there's a lot of shit I didn't see go down. I should just pull up a goddamn trade tracker. Let's see. Trade tracker. CBS usually has a good trade tracker. I'm going to grab that one. Let's see. NBA trade. By the way, for those of you new, if you're hearing noise in the background, that shows my 3D printer. So ignore. Yep, there it is. All right. Here's a decent one. Let's see. So this was after the De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio. Dallas acquired Caleb Martin. Philadelphia acquired Quentin Grimes and a 2025 second round pick. Detroit acquired KJ Martin, a 2027 second round pick, and a 2031 second round pick. Philly says NA. Maybe Shams has that. There it is. Yeah, it doesn't say what Philly got back. There's no telling what Daryl Morey is doing. That dude deals people like their assets. He doesn't care. He really doesn't. So there's no telling what he did in this situation. Sixers are trading Caleb Martin to the Mavs. So the Mavs weren't done. So the Mavs sent or got Caleb Martin. Philly got Quentin Grimes and a second round pick. Sixers pick was traded back. Okay, so 2025 pick. And then the Sixers pulled off a trade with Detroit. They sent KJ Martin out plus 2 picks. Here's the Milwaukee trade. Boy, this one is big. This one is crazy. This one surprises me. Milwaukee has traded Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and a 2025 second round pick. I'm sorry, Milwaukee has acquired Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin, and a 2025 second round pick from Washington. They have traded Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and a 2028 pick swap. This is crazy, man. Elke said it, like, is this the best trade deadline of all time? I can't remember. Heartthrob, what's up, homie? Yeah, Perry said is Shams the new Woj. 100%. By the way, just don't get it twisted. Woj hates Shams. Hates Shams. Oh my God. Hates him. Because he's younger, better looking, does a better job. Like, oh, he hates him. I mean, they both have horribly complicated last names. But other than that, yeah, Shams, yes. Shams is the heir apparent to the throne. And in fact, he's probably dethroned Woj. Didn't Woj, like, I thought he retired. Didn't he retire? I could have sworn that somebody told me, or didn't he retire? I thought he retired. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what's wild, y'all? I don't follow any of these guys. I just don't. Like, I just get sick of all of the shit in between. Because no matter what, I'm going to find out because 1,000 people are going to send me the tweet. Every time. Let's see. Adrian Wojnarowski. Yep. That's right. He did retire. I thought so. He's now the St. Bonaventure, the GM or some shit. Yeah, that's what it is. I figured as much. Yep. Thank you, Joe. Shams has a weekly segment on the Pat McAfee show. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did know that. Woj is just pissed that Shams got the break on the Luka deal. Yeah, well, Shams is getting it all. What up, Jacob? Good to see you, pimpin'. So, back to the trades. Yeah, this shit is, bro, I can't lie, Elkie. I really do not. I can't remember a trade deadline because you have to think just the Luka AD trade goes down as one of the, I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's the biggest trade of all time. It certainly was the most shocking trade in my lifetime. I don't remember in the NBA a more shocking out of nowhere, like, what? No one knew that they were, shopping Luka. No one knew that was even, like, who would do that? That's crazy talk. I mean, this is like, I'm gonna put it in context. Let's go back to the Jordan era, for example. This is like, and this is not something that we got into. Let's go back to what was Michael Jordan's best year? 86-87. Says Michael Jordan's best year is widely considered to be 86-87, where he averaged a career high 37 points. 95-96 can arguably be his best season. It can arguably be his season of 91-92, where he helped the Bulls repeat. So either one of those, right? 91-92 was a good year. Who were the top 5 players in the NBA in 1991 and 1992? And then 86-87. In 1986, 1987. So here's what it says. In 1991-1992, scoring-wise, league leaders were Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Chris Mullin, Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing. In 86-87, it was Michael Jordan. He was scoring 37 a game. Second was Dominique Wilkins at 29. That's just crazy. Alex English was third. Larry Bird was fourth. Kiki Vanderway was fifth. So let's go with 92. I'm going to go to Basketball Reference. We'll look up. No, we won't. Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. I want here we go. 1991, 1992 NBA MVP voting. Let's see how the voting went. In 91-92 awards, most valuable player, it was Jordan, Drexler, David Robinson, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing. That was your top 5. So I'll say this. I would say that this Luka trade, if I had to pick a name out of this top 5, Jordan, Drexler, Robinson, Karl Malone, and Patrick Ewing. Who's it like? This would be like the Jazz trading Karl Malone out of nowhere. That's what it would be like. Almost, you could also choose Clyde Drexler. Either one. But that's what this is like. It's almost like they traded Clyde Drexler for Patrick Ewing. I mean, this is just that's how crazy this is, trading Luka out of nowhere. It's like the Trailblazers just went, yeah, we're going to go in a different direction. Eventually, both, by the way, Karl Malone eventually ends up playing for the Lakers in his last year, final year of his career, and which was just a stupid thing to do. And Clyde obviously does get traded. He goes to Houston and plays for the Rockets. But that was not like they knew, right? That wasn't like a shock. This was just like if it happened out of nowhere. So those are kind of the equivalents, kind of like SGA for Paul George. 37 points per game is insane. LeBron who? Exactly, Perry. Exactly. And when you consider some of the names, I mean, when you consider some of the names that I just read to you that were competing, like, bro, what? That's crazy. Drexler, Robinson, Malone, Ewing, like Scottie Pippen's in this list. Charles Barkley, Larry Bird. Like, this list is insane, man. By the way, on Basketball Reference, this is wild. My Houston peeps will appreciate this. I was scrolling through here. This is the 91-92 NBA leaders, right? It shows Jordan points. He had 2,400 points. He averaged 30 a game. Rodman averaged 18 rebounds a game. Do you understand how crazy that is? Stockton averaged 13 assists a game. And he led the league in steals. David Robinson led the league in blocks. Where was it? Jordan led the league in field goals and field goal attempts, 2-point field goal attempts. Vernon Maxwell led the league in 3-point field goal attempts, 3-point field goals, 3-point field goal attempts. Jordan led the league in field goals missed. Where did it go? There was another one where Vernon Maxwell. There it goes. 3-point field goal attempts per 100 team possessions. This was not the era of the three ball either. Like, a lot of people don't realize Rudy T was kind of ahead of his time. And Joel Blank, my old co-host on ESPN, talked about this a lot. Like, Rudy T was an innovator. He was the innovator of the stretch four. Like, that was a thing that Rudy did. Now you see it all the time. Everybody's a stretch four. We got stretch fives. Joel Embiid's out shooting threes, right? Nikola Jokic is running the break. But back in the day, back in the big man era, you didn't see that. But there's Manute Bol. Look at this. Blocks per 100 possessions, Manute Bol. Nice. Very nice. All right, so back on track. Trade tracker. Kuzma to Milwaukee. Chris Middleton to Washington. You know Chris Middleton is pissed. Pissed. He just went from, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He went from up here playing, okay? He's up here in the play-in games. He's like, okay, I'm cool. Yeah, they're 13 games back because they just haven't played enough games, right? And so they'll get those games in and they'll be fine. That's why it says they're down here with a .542 winning percentage and they're 13 games back. This is because, it's because I'm sorting by points. They're fifth in the East. He goes from fifth in the East to dead last. You know he's pissed. He's like, hey, man, what the fuck? Kyle Kuzma's like, yes. That's why Kyle Kuzma is moving bonus money around. He's like, get me the fuck out. Yes, I will move money. I will give you money. I don't give a shit. I will give you money. And that's why it says right here. So this broke 6 hours ago. Milwaukee Bucks are trading Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, and pick swaps to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin, and a second round draft compensation. And there it was. Kuzma joins Giannis and Dame Lillard. Details on the Kuzma to help Milwaukee build out their roster now and in the future. Kuzma is reducing a portion of the trade bonus in his contract. So remember, NBA doesn't have a lot of no trade clauses. There's there used to be only two guys that I know of. It was Bradley Beal and James Harden was the only two guys that had no trade clauses. There's a few more now. I think LeBron is one, and a few. Well, we know it ain't Luka, but there's only a few guys that have them. But they do get trade bonuses if they get traded. So, so he's gonna move some of that money around for him. Here is Boston. They traded Jaden Springer. And there we go. 2 hours ago, there's the Daniel Tice. And there's the update on Golden State. Let's see if anything else has dropped with Shams. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Let's go over here. Trade tracker. Anything new? Jaden Springer. And a future second round pick. So, okay. Okay. There you go. Now you're all caught up on the trade deadline. I need to email Kelly Iko this link. Be handed. Thank you for the 100 bits, buddy. Jared Taylor, thank you for resubscribing, by the way. Jared Taylor just resubscribed for 36 months. He said it's too damn hot. If I have to mow my grass in February, I'm going to be pissed. Don't. I wouldn't mow it if I were you. Because you might get another frost, and it's pointless. Yo, what up, Ambient Heat? Good to see you, pimpin'. Hey, Jared, don't mow your grass yet, pimp. Don't worry about it. Nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I were you. I'd just wait. Real quick, folks, let me just email this video link to Kelly Iko so that I can get him on the show. I'm just making sure my screen wasn't up. Like, I'll see his email and shit. Link for... See you at 3:45, pimp. All right. Cool deal. Sent. All right, bet. All right. Oh shit, we got a hype train. Well, we hadn't had one of those in a hot ass minute, man. Jen, thank you for the 100 bits. Man, what the hell was that? Yo, this is crazy. Where's my hat at? I don't know what the hell happened to my hat. I don't know what happened to my hat. I done lost the damn hat. Son of a bitch. All right, question. I can't even find my... Oh, well, shit. What did I say? Just for you, Podge? I'm running a train on Barry. It's going to get cold on Monday. Yeah, see, you don't want to do that. Let's see. Weather.com 10-day. Yeah, just wait. Spring 10-day. Come on, bitch. Give me the 10-day. 60, 60, 60, 70, 50, 40. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, just hang on. Just hang on. You're good. You're good. Don't do it yet. It's not necessary. Donna, thank you for the 48 bits, sweetie. All right, here's the deal. I want to know. Let's talk a little Super Bowl for a minute. Let's talk a little Super Bowl. We got to get some Super Bowl in before we get back to some basketball. I want to know who you think is going to win, and if you were betting, or if you are betting, how you're betting. So, I'm going to turn this fan on. It's hot as fuck in here. First, let's pull up. I'm going to go to Bovada, since that's where my account is, because I'm going to place a wager on said game. I should have done the damn Laminator 5000. If I was thinking ahead, I would have done that. My stupid ass didn't. I don't know why I didn't. I should have did it, but I didn't. Yep, I should have done the Laminator 5000. I still have time. I might still do it. All right, here we go. Log in. Cool. Got Bovada odds. Sports. Super Bowl. All right, Bovada has the Chiefs favored by 1. So, I'm curious. Boy, don't you know that's the truth? D-Mata is pissed. Somewhere he's so angry. He is so angry. He's like, you just lost my hat. It was around here somewhere. I just, every time I move shit in this office, I lose it. Oh. I'm about to fall out of my damn chair. I found this one. I found this conductor hat. Barry says so half an hour. What? Hard Thoughts said, Barry, you gonna have any BOD keychains in Tulsa? I think I have some old ones I can bring you. I haven't printed any new ones yet. I haven't decided how I want to do that. I haven't decided like what I want. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I want that yet. What is this? What time's the deadline for what? A lot of people on the Milwaukee side are heated over this, and I just don't understand it. Joe said, like, give me the guy who's available. Middleton has not been available in the last 3 years. That's true. What time's the the trade deadline. I thought you meant, I was like, what deadline? Trade deadline. Okay. Duh. And no shot. Allen is not pleased. Well, I'll tell you why, Jen. I'll tell you why. I knew I needed to do a shot, but I'll tell you why I didn't do a shot. Here, how about I combine it? Okay, we'll get back to the Super Bowl. I'll combine the shot, okay? Okay? Fine. We'll do it live. I'll combine the shots because yeah, we have birthdays. Yeah, we do. In your face, birthday. Skiggity said, can both teams lose? What up, Skiggity? God, I wish. Fuck. That would make me super happy. Jay Cross would be pissed. And a few other Eagles fans in this chat. But I gotta say real quickly, happy birthday. I missed it yesterday. Got a little busy. My bad, Joel. Not blank. Hernandez. Ugh, Jesus Christ. This is disgusting. I think I may just have to go out the bottle on this. This is disgusting. Nate said Chiefs Eagles, who gives a shit? Yeah, Alex did try to give me 5 shots. I'm just going to go straight out the bottle. This is disgusting. But I just wanted to wish my boy Joe Hernandez a happy birthday. Sorry, buddy. I did. I failed you. I missed it yesterday. I'm the dickhead. Yep. I totes missed it. We got all busy, and I had that private gig I had to run to. Totes forgot, but doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Because I do, Mr. Hernandez. I love you bunches. Hadn't seen you in chat in a while. Hadn't been here lately. Doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about you. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Still hope you had a fantastic birthday and you got some roadhead or a hand job or whatever it is you're into, buddy. Hope it was a great one. Feliz birthday. I don't know Spanish. All right, don't fuck with me. All right. Happy birthday, Joe. Love you, buddy. Cheers, man. Also, thank y'all for the hype train. Donna said, who the fuck is that guy? Joel was like around forever. He just recently stopped doing shows. Joel was in chat a lot. Nate said, I'd set up for a hand job right now. Fuck the Super Bowl. What food are we eating? Amen to that. Happy birthday, Joel. Okay, here's what I want to know first. Let's see. I don't have a big interest in the game. That's why I'm going to go see Barry on Sunday. It'll be more interesting. True that. I don't have a big interest either. So I do want to know, like, who are you betting on? Who are you choosing? Like, if you were wagering your hard-earned dollar bills, y'all, what team would that be? Oh, cool. I see Kelly. Kelly, I see you, buddy. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to bring you on. So I see you there, dude. Hang tight. We're definitely not Jenny's mom. That's for sure. But Kelly Iko is going to join me in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. So look forward to that. Real quick, though. Chiefs favored by 1. Who we betting on, folks? I saw Skiggity say, I'm going to tease the Eagles at plus 8.5 if the Chiefs win it by last minute and just by a bit. Teams that have a first round bye are 0-10 at the spread and 1-9 straight up. That's crazy. I clicked a big button on Eagles money line. Oh, okay. Jared said I'm betting the refs get involved. Okay. Chris from Sam Houston said Eagles. Walt had Eagles money line. We guys got a lot of different shit. I think 1 is interesting. That really makes this a pick 'em, more or less. If you think that the Chiefs, if you think that they're favored by 1, that means it's like what, 21-20. I mean, you might as well. I don't know. I got to think about this. Yeah, I don't know. Let me put some thought into this. We'll circle back to this because, yeah, that's a good question. I do like that money line in the Eagles though at plus 105, but that's just not a lot. That's not a lot either though. But that tells you how close this game is. It's super close. So here's what we're gonna do now though. Man, it's been a long time since we've had this dude on the show. I mean, a long time. But you know, he's big time now. He's the regional writer for The Athletic. He ain't got time for our bullshit on this show. But this dude has covered the Rockets for a really long time for The Athletic. He now covers the San Antonio Spurs, right? Kelly, shake your head if I'm right. And the Memphis Grizzlies, right? Okay. I was like, damn it, am I going to get this wrong? So without further ado, let me change the name tag though, because this is going to drive me nuts. What the shit is that? What is happening right now to my damn feed here? Oh, there it is. I changed the wrong damn one, Kelly. Hold on one second, man. This is driving me nuts. Much better. Let me change this back now. I done messed all this shit up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, joining me on the program right now, longtime friend of the show, writer for The Athletic, regional NBA writer for The Athletic, Kelly Iko, everybody. Kelly, what's up, homie?
How's it doing? How's it doing, Barry?
Man, it's been forever since you've been on the show. Long time no talk. Brother, you good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't complain. Just trying to get through this week. You know, NBA trade deadline, all this stuff going on, so can't complain.
Dude, it's been wild and crazy. I saw the Rockets made a little move. I don't know if you saw that. It just went down a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that move the needle at all, or is that just depth?
No, it's just a move to really add more, draft capital. The Rockets have been looking to. They were engaged with teams, and they were open to acquiring a player that made around $10 million or less, because there are teams that, like Boston, they want to shed their tax bill. They want to get under that luxury tax because things are going to get pretty expensive for a few teams in the next couple of years. So it seemed like the Rockets that had space, they were about $10.2 million under the tax. They were able to take on an additional player, and they had an open roster spot. So they only required, second round pick to be added to whoever was coming that way. So that's one move that they made, but they're still working the phones, trying to see if there are potential other moves to be made, depending on what happens around the NBA in the next 48 hours.
What do you think their move will be? I mean, what is this team looking for if they were to make a move?
Yeah, it's still pretty clear that they could use additional rim protection. They could also use additional ball handler. I think, given the recent ankle injury to Fred VanVleet, this team is incredibly thin at point guard. You only have Aaron Holiday and Reed Shepherd as your point guards. Obviously, Amin Thompson was drafted as a point guard, but he's clearly playing another position. So you still need, additional ball handling. And you saw in the game last night in Brooklyn why they need a guy like a VanVleet on the floor at all times, because that lack of control down the stretch is kind of what you need that veteran presence for, at all times. So they also have been giving up a lot of points in the paint over the last couple of weeks. I think Brooklyn scored like 55 in the paint, and Alpi just came back, so that should help things. But overall, this team could definitely use additional rim protection and just depth overall, because this is the Western Conference. We know that traditionally those guys are very tough. It's spread out, but come playoff time, you need all your pieces working together. So the more depth that they can have, the better. And I think that's what they're going to try to achieve over the next 48 hours.
And you look over your shoulder and you see some of these teams behind the Rockets are getting better. And so, yeah, you're right. And down the stretch, costly turnover that you're right, with a veteran presence. Maybe that doesn't occur because you're getting the ball. Either VanVleet is throwing it in or you're getting the ball to him, and maybe that turnover doesn't occur. Yeah. Or you're calling timeout. True. So, down the stretch, that was a tough game to lose. But hopefully this is one of those things where this team, this tough stretch, me personally, now, Joel and I filled in last week with Joel, and we had you on as a guest, and we had a big argument going about, is this team a contender? And my definition of contender is, I don't think this team is winning an NBA title, but do I think this team is going to give people fits? Does anybody, other teams not want to play the Rockets in the playoffs? I think both of those are true, and I think that's what makes this team a contender. But I think that this 4-game stretch it's fantastic. It's great, because this is what needs to happen to this team to continue to make them better. They will be better for this losing streak. They're going to learn a lot from it. Do you see that? Do you see this team going through stuff like this and actually improving even more?
I think they should. And given what Ime has said over the last couple of games, their defensive intensity has kind of slipped a bit. Whereas you saw at the beginning of the year, They were aggressive for 48 minutes. They were getting in fights. They were getting texts, thrown out of games. But overall, they were winning, and they were imposing their will on teams for 48 minutes. Now we're seeing over the last couple of games when teams go zone against the Rockets, they struggle, they panic. They get flustered in the half court. They're already not a good half court scoring team as it is. I think they're around 24th in half court points per play. And they tend to struggle when the game slows down. They prefer an up tempo where they can get stops and get out in transition. Now, over these last 4 losses, you're kind of seeing the reminder of the areas of growth where this team still needs to have. They still need control. They still need a closer. They still need, an offensive hierarchy. And obviously now with Alperen Sengun being named an all-star starter or an all-star, maybe they get some kind of clarity in terms of how they want to play down the stretch. He had a great game last night as well. But, just overall, this is a young team that's still learning how to win. They've done a great job up until this point because they are third in the West. Nobody saw that coming, coming into the season, and they're still, I think, 2 games out of second place. They held that second spot for a long time, but it's clear that to be named a contender with the likes of Boston, with the likes of Cleveland, with the likes of, even out West, and if you want to look at Denver or teams like that, you need hierarchies and you need a simple understanding of what's going to happen in crunch time. Up until this point, they've gotten real lucky in crunch time because before this week, they were like 4-2 over the last 6 clutch games, but they had a -12 net rating, which means that in a vacuum, you're not playing great basketball, but you are coming away, with wins, and that's great in September, October, November, December. In April and May, that's going to be a loss. It won't work in your favor. So it's important for these guys between now and the end of the year to get some understanding if that's going to get outside help, if that's coming from internal improvement. They need to get to a space where they're not dropping games like 2 to Brooklyn, 1 to Charlotte, games that might come back to hurt you in the end when seeding is really important, in March and May.
I think you touched on a really good point that I think I was kind of worried about this team, and you just said it, and that is, and excuse the phrase, I use it a lot on this show, and my buddy John Westling and I use it a lot, but I think this team kind of started huffing their own farts. They started, feeling themselves. They were just like, oh, man, they started reading their own press clippings. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, we're good. We're great. You can't touch us. We're the second best team in the West. We're bad. Boy, look at all the teams we just beat. It's the Nets. Oh, it's we're one of the best teams in the league. We don't have to hustle like we used to. We're that good. And that's why I say this is part of that growth is it's like, no, the reason you're that good is because you did all those things. And I'm glad you see now that if you don't do those things, you ain't that good. Yeah. You have to hustle 10 times harder than the rest of the Clevelands and the Bostons and the Thunders of the world to keep up with them. And hopefully that's the message, because I love the fact that Ime Udoka came out and was like, yeah, our defenders, they didn't defend. All these I love that.
Yeah, and I think his brutal honesty, obviously is one of the underlying themes of their resurgence in the sense that he's not afraid to not only say the things that's on his mind, but actually go out and enact it. We've seen him bench starters, in the fourth quarters of games if they're not performing to his standards. So I think that presence of Ime on the sidelines is arguably as much as important as bringing in Fred and Dylan and developing Thompson, all those guys. So to have Ime have a firsthand experience as to those highs and lows, because as a young team you will get confident. If you're the only team in the NBA that's beaten Oklahoma City, Cleveland, and Boston, you are going to feel a way in terms of confidence that you can rub your shoulders with the greats. But when you have games like losing twice to Brooklyn, that's pretty much inexcusable. It's a good humility check, and it's a good reminder that this is the NBA. Anybody can get beat, but you also have to wake up and adjust things that aren't going the way you want them to go right now.
Who's the best player on this Rockets team right now? And who will be the best player on this Rockets team to start not next season, but the following season? Going into not next season, but the following season, who will we be saying is the best player? But who's the best player right now also?
So I've gone back and forth on this because to me, they don't have a clear cut guy right now. Alperen Şengün is the all-star, so you have to give deference to that. But is he the most important player? You can make the argument that at times Amen Thompson is the most important player. You can make the argument that at times Jalen, if he performs at a way that he should be and has done this season and in past months, he could be the most important player. So 2 seasons from now, I think I'm still in the belief that I think Jalen gets it together and he's able to put it together over consistent months where it's not, a month or 2 of a streak and then you come back down to earth and you're still having these ebbs and flows. I think at some point, Alperen Şengün continues his ascension to becoming a household name, a 2010 guy. But I still think, man, if Jalen ever becomes that 25 a night scorer and more importantly a closer for this team, the sky is the limit. Right now, they've already exceeded expectations getting to this point, and they're going to probably get home court in the first round of the playoffs, which is going to be an incredibly important learning experience for these young players to be put in that environment. And I think that heading into the following year, guys like Amen and Jalen will understand what's needed of them. Ime has this thing where he hasn't put any player above the other, and that's worked up until this point because it allows them to all grow at a consistent rate. Nobody's coming to the locker room feeling like he's the alpha or he's the A1 guy. This isn't that kind of team.
Yeah.
The alpha is Ime. But but to
great.
get to the NBA, the top of the top, if they're not going to go out and grab an alpha, one of those guys is going to have to step up and take that. Now, in a vacuum, from a pure basketball perspective, because Jalen is the quote-unquote, the athletic scorer, 3-level scorer, all that, what have you, if he takes that leap, it gives them a level that no one on that team can replicate because when he's going, like when Jalen was scoring 25, 20, 30, they looked unstoppable because there are very few NBA players that can stop him one-on-one because he's so quick, he's so explosive, he's so talented. The problem with him has always been consistency, right? Now, this season, you've seen Amen kind of take some of that fire or take some of that attention, the praise, because of how he's played as a starter in the wake of Jabari's absence. And I think that because he's so dynamic on both sides of the ball, he's probably Ime's favorite player, but is he going to be the guy? I mean, I think we saw against the Knicks and Brooklyn, like whenever they try to run late game offense through Amen, teams now know what's coming. Like after that Boston game, everybody in the world saw that Boston game. And now opposing coaches are like, okay, well, we're going to wall up all our men drives and see what happens. He's not the greatest ball handler. You saw he lost the ball trying to dribble off his foot against Jalen Brunson. Against Brooklyn, he tried to make a quick inbounds pass, turned the ball over, and they got a game-winning 3. There's still areas to grow for all these guys. So if in 2 years, I still think Jalen should be the best player on this team. Amen will be, the most important player, and Alperen is the most polished player.
That's interesting. I love the take. And what I do love is you say all of that, and you're right. We've seen Amen Thompson hit game winners. We've seen, based on what you said, we saw Jalen Green early. We've seen him kind of, I won't say slump, but not be the Jalen Green we saw in October and November necessarily, but he still got the last shot last night. And I think that also says something about Ime and his belief in Jalen, and he's still gave him that opportunity. As hot as Amin has been, he still said, this is your shot, take it. And he missed it, and that's going to happen. But I do like that, that he still, he gave him the opportunity, because I think you're going to need Jalen Green. And if you were to just night in and night out be like, hey, Amin is here, and he's who we're going to go to every night, you're going to lose Jalen Green. And you can't afford to do that, I don't think. And so I think he's doing a great job of balancing that. Let's talk a little bit about the Spurs, because you cover them too. Big trade that went down. And I do want to get your thoughts on that, the big trade, in a minute. But let's talk about what the Spurs did going out and getting Darren Fox and that whole trade. What does this mean now for Wemby and the Spurs and that organization? Was this the missing piece? Because they've got a ton of young talent that I think they're developing well, and we all know what Wemby is capable of. Was this the missing piece, or was this kind of a desperation grab at the deadline?
I wouldn't say this is the missing piece. I don't think Darren, as talented as he is that kind of A1 player, but he is a part of the puzzle. And I think what was clear this season was that the Spurs needed a dynamic guard. They needed someone to work in tandem with Wemby. More importantly, they needed some downhill presence. Chris Paul isn't that guy anymore. Stephon Castle is still learning their position and learning how to be an effective driver. I think they were bottom 5 in drives per game. And just adding Darren Fox, who's been known to be a clutch fourth quarter guy, who's been known to quick off the dribble, he can get to any spot on the floor. He is going to be someone that helps Wemby in that two-man pick and pop game, pick and roll game, whatever you want to use in that instance. He's somebody that's going to be electric and give them presence in the open floor, and I think that's going to make them more dynamic. Because if you watch them, it's clear that interim head coach Mitch Johnson has preached pacing and space, but the problem is with their lineups. Sometimes you have Jeremy Sohan in there, who's not a shooter, who's not the quickest guy. You still have Castle, who's still developing that three-point jump shot. You're still working back Devin Vassell, who's looked better as of late, but is still not exactly where you want him to be in terms of development. You have a lot of pieces, a lot of interesting names out there, but you needed to bring it together. And I think bringing in Darren Fox signals a real intent that you're committed to not only taking this patient approach to Wemby's development and the Spurs trajectory, but you're trying to be a little bit more aggressive, which is kind of against the Spurs culture. They've always, preferred the patient, slow growth approach. But Wemby has spoken a lot this season about expectations, and it's clear that his words are being heard in the front office, and they're trying to make the necessary moves, to acquiesce, his request. So credit to the Spurs for pulling that off, and a move where it didn't really cost you key pieces on the roster as well. So you can still go out and add a third guy if that's what your goal is this season, or you can wait, be patient, and wait till the summer. Like, there are a lot of things, there's a lot of flexibility that the Spurs have that's played to their advantage. And I think that when you're in this position, I think they're maybe 2 games out of the playing spot. Wemby wants to play in the playoffs.
3
this
now,
is his second season, but 3. But he wants to play in the playoffs. This is his second season, but he's already experienced playing against these guys in the Olympics. He already knows what that level of basketball is like. So he doesn't want to be the guy in San Antonio for 4 or 5 years, slowly improving year by year. He wants to win, and he wants to win pretty soon. So I think bringing in Darren Fox is a good move for them.
Is this a Spurs team that can make the play-in tournament this year? When you look who's in front of them, the Mavs, we know what they did. I think it's a Mavs team that they're still making moves, but I don't know. That Mavs team may have just cost themselves the ability to make the play-in this year. The Warriors team, we don't know what they're going to do. The Suns look like they're about to fold up shop. They're shopping KD, and Bradley Beal might be on the move. So the Kings, I know they traded Aaron Fox, but they also got Zach LaVine in the deal. So they're going to be tough to stop scoring wise. I don't know what their defense is going to look like to give up 115 a game. So you better be ready for a shootout. But I think the Kings might still make it. So can the Spurs realistically make the play-in game this year?
They can. And I think it's going to take – I think they will. I think they will. I think they will. It's good. Like in my view, I think Phoenix and Golden State they fall out. I think Phoenix ends up, they're pretty much in neutral right now in terms of as a roster. They're having difficulties trying to move Bradley Beal. It's clear that they're trying. They're trying to move some pieces around there to kind of see what they have, and that's what's led people to believing that Kevin Durant is available in terms like that, and just you have Golden State that's clearly a ways off of what they're accustomed to as a franchise, and Steph Curry is going through the motions, and Steve Kerr is getting frustrated. Everybody there is getting pissed off at each other.
I love it. I ain't gonna lie, Kelly. No, my heart breaks for you. Oh, let me play this small ass violin. I don't give a shit about Golden State's troubles. Good.
Oh my God. So I think there is a window, if Darian can actually be that fourth quarter guy, because we saw in the last two seasons the Spurs have been in a lot of close games, but they've never had that guy to just go out and get a bucket when they need it most. So Darian could be that guy, and I think he's going to work beautifully with Wemby, and it's going to give the Spurs a dynamic that they've never seen before.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Can they get that chemistry going? We saw this with the Kyrie Irving trade to Dallas, when he went there, and we all thought that was going to be magic, and it took Kyrie and Luka a while to get their chemistry worked out and figured out, and so you don't know how that's going to go, but I'm kind of with you. I think that just adding Fox to the mix, it takes a ton of pressure off of Wemby, because now you have a legit scorer that can relieve some of that pressure and be a 1A. Right. So I'm with you. I think when you look at who's holding down 9 and 10, they're both, if you look at plus minus, I'm looking at it. Phoenix is a minus 0.8. Golden State is a minus 0.2. Right now, the Spurs are a minus 1.5. That's going to flip pretty quickly when you added a scorer like Fox. That's going to improve. Their points per game average is going to improve over time. So I think you'll see that kind of move pretty quick, especially with the three teams in front of them right now is Phoenix, Golden State, and Dallas. It bodes well for the Spurs to make that play-in game. What are your thoughts on was the Luka Anthony Davis trade? Was this the most shocking I won't say the biggest. It might have been the biggest, but was it the most?
No, I think it is the biggest. It was the most shocking too.
It was definitely the most shocking. I mean, it was the most shocking trade in my lifetime. In the NBA for sure, maybe in all of sports, as far as not seeing it coming. But what were your thoughts on it? How do you rationalize what the Mavs were thinking? I mean, give me your thoughts on the whole trade that went down.
So when I first saw the tweet, my first thought was, this is a good ass hack, because this looked like if it was a hack, he structured it perfectly. Like I thought Shams got hacked.
Yeah,
we all did. NBA players were confused. No one knew what was going on. So when you actually
real quick before you continue, because you make a great point. When Shams got that info, do you think he was like, no? You're fucking with me. You're trying to make me look bad. Like, you're trying to ruin my career.
To give it pause.
Would you, if somebody brought you that info, Kelly, if somebody was like, Kelly, I'm going to give you some news that you're going to break and you're going to be the tops of the basketball world. We're going to trade Luka to LA for AD. You're like, I ain't saying that out loud. Your dumbass is not getting me fired. Bro, you're not going to get me to tweet that and make me look stupid. Would you be like, I don't believe you. I would need 7 other sources.
I need to bet that like 9 times.
That's crazy.
Like,
I'm sorry.
That shit on. Yeah. But like it was so crazy because it happened out of nowhere. We saw what Lucas said in his press conference in terms of he thought that this was his home. He was going to spend the rest of his career, in Dallas, and AD was surprised as well. It really rocked the NBA world from the sense that it was another reminder that anybody can get traded at any time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you've done for your team. Luka is 25 years old. He's a perennial All-NBA guy. He's already taken his team to the finals, the conference finals. He's always going to be top 5 in MVP voting. AD's won a ship. He's a perennial All-NBA guy himself. one of the best big man defenders that we've ever seen in this league. And, that trade for Los Angeles, I understand why they did it in terms of if you're setting yourself up for life after LeBron and you know that you do need a draw. And if you pair Luka and LeBron, we've never seen two players of that ilk, of that kind of similar-ish play style play together at the same time outside of an all-star game. And you do understand that now, if you're Los Angeles, this now becomes a premier destination for free agents in terms of, I want to go play with that guy. I want to play with, even if LeBron doesn't stay, even if LeBron stays another year after this year, right? So, I understand why the Lakers did it. Now, they're going to be incredibly thin at the center position, and I understand why they've been calling around teams looking for centers. But if you're Dallas, why did you? I feel like you could have, if you're going to trade Luka, and I understand the respect factor, you don't want to put it out there because there's too much love between you guys, and it's giving you guys a lot of success. You don't want to start shopping him around. But you could have gotten 55 picks over the next 60 years and something. If your goal was to remain competitive, I understand getting AD. But I saw reports saying that there were iterations of the deal that had guys like Dalton Connect in there. You could have gotten more players in that deal and more picks. The Lakers still had a first-round pick that they held, that they kept in the tunnel. We're good on that. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep that. So it's I have no idea why Dallas did this at this point. What was the point? Maybe there's got to be some deeper story to this. It's either Luka was getting incredibly frustrated with how Dallas runs things and not allowing him a certain level of control, or it might be a money thing. They were gonna pay him almost $400 million American dollars. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For the next 5 years. So I do kind of understand that perspective. But man, this is crazy. We've never seen anything like this before, and there's a reason for that.
Do you subscribe to the reasoning? Do you subscribe to the defense wins championships philosophy? Look, Luka got him there, right? Luka and Kyrie got him there. Is it out of the realm of possibilities that Kyrie and Anthony Davis can't get to a finals?
No, they can, and the Western Conference is so open that unless you're going to just crown the Oklahoma City Thunder as the team that's going to waltz to the finals, which I'm not at this point. If you're Dallas and you've beaten them in the playoff series before, you should realistically think you can do it again, especially if you get a guy in AD that's probably the best, one of the top 5 big men in the league right now, and you pair him with Kyrie. Can they stay healthy? You still have Klay Thompson. You still have P.J. Washington. You added Max Christie. You still have Daniel Gafford. That's a good team. Man, it's a good team.
And Joel, we talked about it last week, and he, this is why he was telling me he doesn't think the Rockets are going to be contenders in the playoffs, and I don't disagree with his reasoning, but playoffs they slow down. It's a half court set, and you put Kyrie and AD in a half court set, and that's tough to defend. You know what I mean? That's a tricky dynamic between those two guys. I'm not saying Luka and LeBron are not, but that's a different kind of half court set. It's almost an old school. You can run the pick and roll off of that. AD can still step out and shoot on you. It gives Dallas a different dynamic for sure than what Kyrie and Luka had. So I think we're all a bit dismissive of Dallas in this. I'm not saying it was still a good trade. Don't get me wrong. You don't trade one of the 3 or 4 best players in the NBA.
At 25 years old.
Yeah, but I at the end of it, they didn't trade him for I don't know, Bobby Davis. I don't know. I don't even know if there is a Bobby Davis, but
generic NBA player.
some generic Davis. You know what I mean? But you're right though. They could have gotten more for him for sure. I think too. Did you hear this cockamamie rumor going around that this was all the conspiracy is This was, I don't know if you heard this or saw this on social media. The conspiracy theorists with their tinfoil hats are saying that now that Dallas is trying to tank so they can move the team so that they can open a
Vegas?
casino. Yeah. You heard this bullshit? It's like, are you serious? First of all, I don't think you know how the rules work, homie. Like, you can't own a team and a casino, dumbasses. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
you can't.
You can't do that. You can't
Especially
do that.
with Terry Rozier and all the bullshit that's going down. You think they're going to do that? Come on, man. Take the full hat off. It ain't.
Yeah, people are just trying to follow the money too much. It's not. I don't think it's that deep.
It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Well, dude,
Nico Harrison is a wild one. He's a wild one for that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Listen, somebody did have a question for you, and there was a lot of questions for you in the chat, and I wanted to get to a couple of them before I let you go. Let me see where to go. Shit, I lost it. Hold on. First of all, by the way, Mark G said, man, I'm not even an NBA fan, but Kelly is great.
Thank you, brother.
And Day One Donna said ditto, Mark. So you got two fans there.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Alex Villanueva said, will Jalen still be a Rocket in 2 years?
It's a good question. My gut is going to say yes. But, hey, the way the NBA moves like this, you never know.
Bro, if Luka can be traded, you never know.
They'll trade that brother tomorrow. If they nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. So I don't know. The answer is I really don't know.
Everybody's on notice now, right? Total Dallas had a question. Do franchises make more mistakes at the trade deadline than over the summer? That's a good question.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. And the answer is yes. I think they do. I think the problem with making decisions within a season is that oftentimes you don't know within a front office who's nearsighted and who's farsighted in terms of teams that might try and push their chips in the middle of the table to make a run, whereas it might not have been the best thing. We rarely see these big trades at the deadline pan out for these players or these teams. Like, it just never happens. It happens, but it's very rare, and the chances of it being a game changer are slim to none. So it's like, even with Luka and AD splitting teams, are the Lakers suddenly a big player in the West? No, I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Like, they lost some shooting. I mean, you do get Luka, but it's like you have to still compete with Oklahoma City, Denver, Dallas, and like it's a lot to go through. So
the point I made was you're now worse on defense too in LA. Like, you got worse on defense, and if you look at defensive rating in the West and the East, all the six best teams in the NBA, the top three seeds in the East and the West are also the top six teams in defensive rating or net rating, and they're also and they're there because of their defensive rating. So. Yeah, LA ain't there for a reason. It's because they're trash on defense, and they just got worse.
So. Yeah, it's nasty over there.
Yeah,
it's nasty. So in the summer, like you get at least more time to get a clean slate and look at everything. You can make the best decisions based on what your expectations are moving forward.
Great point. All right, last one, and then I'm gonna let you go because I know you got a bunch of stuff to do. Chris from Sam Houston said, please ask him whether or not he thinks the Rockets will be active in the buyout market.
I think they will, and I think they should. If you're not going, they still have their full mid-level exception available at the disposal, which is around $12 million, and it's important because they were able to be flexible in the event that players get bought out. So if you're not going to add somebody via trade between now and Thursday, you always have that extra, period prior to the playoffs where you can add veterans that can come in for the stretch run. I know they've done this before with Joe Johnson. That didn't really work out for them. But, it's good. It's always good to have healthy bodies than it is. So, and it seems like the
Joe
Rockets
Johnson's nickname? It was something like the Cowboy Armadillo or something like that. Was it you I was trying to go get him to call him that? Or was it Trey? Somebody back in the day at ESPN, I was like, all right, I want you
It was
to
probably Trey.
I was like, I want you to interview him after the game, but you have to call him by one of his nicknames. It's the Cowboy Armadillo. He was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. Keep going. You were going to make a point. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I think they still need some depth. They could still use a little, floor spacing juice. So if there's a shooter out there that makes sense, that can defend a little bit, I think they would explore that as well. If there's a guard lying around, I know they just picked up Jaden Springer, so that might help. But if there's another big or two, they still need help. So I think they should be pretty active in the buyout market.
Is there any names you think will be in that market? Is there anybody you have a suspicion that might hit the buyout market? Not necessarily that the Rockets will chase or will go after, but are there any names that you feel like we could see hit the market?
I think if I'm watching KJ Martin, I don't know if Detroit will buy him out because he's just got traded yesterday. I don't know what their plans are with him. PJ Tucker as well. I don't know what Utah's plans are as well. But I think both of those could make sense. Now, I'm not saying they're going to come in and get actual minutes because the rotation is tight as it is. But if you're looking for an extra guy in the locker room, if you're looking for an extra guy in the rotation, it doesn't hurt to add guys that have been here before, played in Houston, and could provide a spark when called upon. So I would look at names like that. Maybe if Eric Gordon shakes loose, somehow. But those are the guys I've been looking at from Houston.
Okay. I looked it up. Joe Johnson's nicknames, according to Basketball Reference. ISO Joe, which in Joe Volution on the chat said, I'm glad he said no. He earned ISO Joe. Yes, he did. Here's his nicknames. ISO Joe, Joe Cool, Big Shot Joe, and Armadillo Cowboy. I swear to God, go look it up. I'm not making that up. That's on Basketball Reference. I'm gonna put those in the chat. Y'all can verify them for yourself. He's the Armadillo Cowboy. That's the most ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous nickname in the history of basketball nicknames. And the Trey wouldn't do it. I was like, you got to call him the Armadillo Cowboy and see what he does. He's like, I'm not going to do that. You're trying to.
I'm not doing that, Barry. I'm not doing that, Barry.
I love it, man. We had some fun at that station. Bro, Kelly, I appreciate you doing this, man. This is fantastic. I would love to do this a couple more times this season, man. You are one of the best in the business, man. You bring such great insight. Yeah, thanks for doing this, man. I know you're super busy. I appreciate you carving out some time, dude. How can the people follow you, read your stuff, and get a hold of you?
Subscribe to The Athletic. We got a good live NBA trade deadline blog going up right now. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram, Kelly Iko, right there, the name. Just hit me up. DM me on Twitter, like, let's talk. Email me. Well, don't email me because I'll get crazy.
Don't do that.
But DM me. Let's talk hoops, man. I'm always around.
I will have you know, back when we first started these, we were doing them weekly during basketball season. You had given me a trial run for The Athletic I am still subscribed.
Oh, shit. That's dope. That's love.
Yeah.
The best content out there, man.
It's dope. I love it. I get all of the newsletters, which I use a lot. I get the bounce. So I see all your shit come through on the bounce. Okay. I can read. You don't think like I do it, but I'll read you all. No, I know them all. I get the bounce. I get the pulse. I get the Athletic Weekly. Where is it? I get
because it helps in pre-production.
Bro, it helps with prep for sure. Like they do half my work some weeks. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, we're doing this today, we're doing that today. Yeah, I get it all, dude. The Athletic is a fantastic resource for sports fans. So go subscribe. Kelly's stuff is littered throughout. You get access to all of the articles in the newsletters, and you can pick your teams. And they tailor your newsletters. So if you're a Rockets fan or a Spurs fan or a Grizzlies fan, you'll see Kelly's articles all the time. And it's fantastic. So go do it. Kelly, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for doing this, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly Iko, go follow him. Get his stuff. That is it. That is Kelly. Good times, dude. Kelly is fantastic. Yes. Oh, nice. Joe's also on the Athletic train. Yeah, man. I didn't think that I would... Total Dallas said Tucker is not long for Utah. Yeah, no shit. I don't think Tucker wants to be there. Not many do. Not many do. Utah's trash right now. That was great. Kelly's so fantastic, bro. We got to really get him in here more often. He does such a great job. And Joel really helped that dude get his start. And, bro, to see how far that man has come, he is a force to be reckoned with in the NBA world as a writer, as a media member. He is wonderful. And a great dude, too. Just a great dude. He didn't have to carve out time, but he did. Another trade that Shams tweeted out 3:56 p.m. our time. Washington Wizards are trading Jonas Valanciunas to the Sacramento Kings for City Sissoko and 2 second-round picks. Sources tell ESPN. BetMGM. This is so funny. And then we got to get out of here. We got to do our private hour for our Patreon members. I didn't forget, bitches. I didn't forget. Look, there's the breaking news. Washington Wizards trades Jonas Valanciunas to the Kings. Look, BetMGM. Butler seeing another Shams tweet without his name mentioned. Sorry, Jimmy. Your picky ass shouldn't have been a dick to all other 29 teams in the NBA. Hey, don't ask for me. Don't trade for me. No, Phoenix don't want your old crummy ass. Joel and Kelly are the two people I can listen to talk about basketball and care. Oh, gee, thanks. That. Okay. Well, I guess we won't talk any more basketball then. Jeez. God. Well, fuck me. I'll fuck off now. I was gonna make a Super Bowl bet, but I don't know. It's too close. I'm gonna have to dial in and do a lot of statisticizing. I'm just making up words now. I don't know. I think this game is gonna be. That trade is interesting. That's one of LA's 5 options. Yeah, that was one of LA's 5 options. Hey, what up, old man of Seattle? No basketball unless it's unrivaled. Unrivaled has been great. Oh, nice. The Super Bowl, I'm going to be real honest with you. 2 things. I'm going to bet on it because I'm going to bet on it. Do I care about it? Absolutely not. I can't remember a time when I've cared this little about a Super Bowl. I detailed ad nauseum my disdain for this Kansas City Chiefs team. I don't want Chiefs fans to, get upset with me. It is the same level of disdain that I had for the Patriots at a certain level at a certain time. The only thing I can hope is that the Eagles beat the Chiefs so that we don't have to see more Mahomes commercials and Kelsey commercials. It is just nauseating. Ugh. But I don't, even if I didn't have a show, even if I wasn't on the road, even if I wasn't going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma, performing at the Looney Bin Comedy Club, see you, heartthrob, I would not watch this game. I'm not going to lie. I would not watch it. I don't care. I would still sit on the back porch. I would still make all the food. But I honestly wouldn't watch this game. And I know you guys don't believe me. But I wouldn't watch the game. And I'm not one of those guys that be like, I'm protesting and fuck the NFL and I'm going to hit them in their pocketbooks. I'm not that stupid. All right. I'm not like all them old ass white men when they would. Remember when Nike was like, we're going to put the Betsy Ross flag on our shoes. And then people were like, oh, you mean that flag that represented the America when they owned slaves? And then they were like, oh man, we didn't think about that, never mind. And then old white men were like, I'll be goddamn, you better put them Nikes out with the flag on it. And they were like, yeah, we're not doing that. They were like, well, I'll never buy Nikes again. And these are the same dudes that never bought Nikes. Like, bro, you don't buy Nikes. You buy fucking Hush Puppies and Skechers with them fucking rounded bottoms and the same shit that Joe Montana peddles. Like, you buy copper tone knee braces or whatever the fuck they are. Like, you're not Nike's target demographic. So no one gives a fuck. And these are the same guys that said they would never watch the NFL again, and they sneak watch it. And they thought they would make a dent in their profits. And they never did. I'm not that naive. I just don't want to watch it because I don't give a fuck about these teams. And I'm just burned out on the Chiefs. Quite frankly. That's right, Dubs. Puppy Bowl greater than Super Bowl. Yeah, and then they all bought a dozen pair and set them on fire. Ain't that the truth? Hey, and listen. Before y'all all start being like, Barry's a dick. No, my dad was one of these people. God rest his soul. That tattoo's for him. I'll never watch the goddamn NFL ever again. And then I'd go over there on a Sunday and guess what would be on TV? But Dad, you watching the NFL? No, well, it was on. I knew you were coming. I turned it on. Oh, yeah, that was for me, huh? I ain't watching it. Oh, you're not? No. I ain't doing that. Oh, okay. Well, you know when it's on, they get the ratings bump, so you're just helping them out. Well, I did that for you. Oh, okay. Okay, Pop. Okay. Gotcha. By the way, I like those Nikes. Huh? Well, your stepmom got me these. Oh, okay. Okay. That's your fourth pair of those, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, they're comfortable. Oh, okay. Just got you, Pop. I get it. So I ain't that stupid. I just don't give a fuck. I don't. There's no intrigue in this. The only thing I want to see is Saquon Barkley rush for like 500 yards. That's it. That's it. That's all I can think of. Joe said, as a Giants fan, I was happy we were able to keep the Patriots at bay for you guys a couple of times. Yeah, no shit, right? Nasty Nate said, I'm with you, Barry. I doubt I'll watch the game either. I think there's more people than we think. They keep telling us, look, they keep telling us this is going to be the most watched Super Bowl ever. And now I am not a conspiracy theorist. Okay? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But I feel like they're telling us that because they know the numbers are going to suck. I really do. I think they're telling us that because they know the numbers are going to suck. And so they're trying to pump it up. They're trying to push it. They're trying to be like, you don't want to miss this. It's going to be the best thing ever. Boy, it's going to be the best. And I promise you, they're going to tell us how great the numbers were because they're going to, you can manipulate any number. They're going to pull in streaming and Nickelodeon and radio. And this is the most consumed Super Bowl. Be very careful about how they present the numbers. Be very careful. It won't be the most watched. It might be the most consumed, the most streamed, the most broadcasted. Radio, TV, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Nickelodeon, cable, satellite, fucking Western Union, Telegram, carrier pigeon, whatever the fuck it is. Watch. So, I am out. As far as the game goes, everybody seems to think it's going to be close. I seem to think it's going to be close as well. I do think I would love to see the Eagles win this game. Here's the problem. As much as I want to root against Patrick Mahomes, he's just that good. And I am, yes, team, they get the calls. Yes. I am team, the refs help them out. Yes. I believe that. They get calls and preferential treatment and all of those things. But I also believe Patrick Mahomes is the greatest football player on the planet right now and has been for years. And until you dethrone him and until you prove otherwise, good luck. I mean, I really thought the Bills were going to beat this. I've said all year this Chiefs team has gotten lucky. You don't get lucky all the way to the Super Bowl. At some point, you just have to stop, step back, and go, okay, this team is good. This team is good. You know, there's the I'd rather be lucky than good. And we saw that a few times. And I said, all right, look, you know, this is luck. That was luck. This team is good. This team has a stellar defense. This team has one of the best defenses in football. Travis Kelce has shown up for the playoffs. Kareem Hunt is serviceable when he needs to be. DeAndre Hopkins, I think, has saved enough of himself for this moment. And Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are two of the best in the business. And then you look across to the other side of the field and you go, well, what do they got? They got a phenomenal defense. One of the best. Better than the Chiefs. By far. They've got the best running back in football. They've got a good O-line. They've got a great receiver. And they've got a damn good quarterback themselves. But he ain't out dueling Patrick Mahomes. And that's the problem. Can the Eagles win? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can win a Super Bowl with defense and ball control. It's very simple. It's very simple. Listen, folks. The Texans could have. The Texans could have beat the Chiefs. Their defense played well enough to beat that team. Their defense played well enough. They held Patrick Mahomes in check. Their offense sucked. They couldn't get the run game going. The CJ Stroud, they were playing from behind. They were gifted the 10 points. Don't get me started again. That's right, Mark, 13-12. They could have beaten that team. But when when the other team is gifted 10 points and your special teams gifts them a field goal, first play of the game. I mean, do I need to remind you about the thrown helmet and that extra 15 yards? And the defense just said, fuck it. I mean, that was 3 and then another 3 and then the touchdown. That's 13 right there, like that. That team played well enough defensively. And the Eagles can do the same. And the difference is, if the Eagles special teams doesn't dig them a hole early, and they don't get shitted on by the refs, which I think will be really interesting to see. The whole world's watching now, NFL. But if this is called by the book, I won't say fairly, I'll just say by the book, and the Eagles can establish the run with Saquon Barkley and control the ball and keep Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines, absolutely they can win this game. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, all it takes is 3 or 4 sustained drives. The problem is, you want to know what the problem is? You want to know how the Eagles might actually shoot themselves in the foot? Is Saquon Barkley will rattle off a 50-yard run. What are you doing? You're just putting Mahomes back on the field, bro. Go down. Rattle off 20 and fall. You need sustained drives. You need clock killers. You don't need big chunk plays and put that offense back on the field to catch up. No. The Eagles have got to win the time of possession. And that's how they'll beat the Chiefs. If they control the ball, if they win the time of possession, and I'm not talking about because Hurts throws pick sixes. That's not what I'm talking about. If that's the case, of course they're not winning. Can't turn the ball over, all those cliches. But if they win the time of possession based on ball control and stingy defense, they will beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I promise. Trey! Thank you for resubscribing, pimpin'. Damn, Alec, I gotta check. I don't think I did. Alec resubscribed for 17 months. That was an hour ago. Damn, Alec. I'd have missed it, brother. Wasn't it the Eagles versus Chiefs Bowl where Philly was rolling and Hurts slipped on the paint at midfield and the Chiefs rolled from there? Shit, I don't remember, bro. I don't remember yesterday. Hell, I don't know. Dr. Dre, what up, pimpin'? Good to see you, big dog. Thank you for resubscribing for 31 months, sir. Trey said, Lord, I apologize. Work's been busy. Too busy to attend the show. And Geppetto Jones isn't the dumbest guy in Dallas. He said Geppetto Jones. No, apparently not. Apparently he's no longer the worst owner / GM in Dallas. So there's that. Hey, Dre, at least you're not a Mavs fan. You got that going for you. You could be total Dallas. Oh, gosh, that poor guy. All right, well, Dre, I hate to do this to you, but we're about to do the Patreon hour. I owe everybody a Patreon hour. No, you didn't crash out the show. We are bouncing out. I owe everybody a Patreon hour. I was supposed to get out of here at 4:15. We had Kelly Iko on the show. He got on a little late, and we talked basketball, and I just finished my Super Bowl takes. Thank you guys for the hype train today. That was dope. Thank you guys for a fantastic week. Remember, no show tomorrow. I'm hitting the road with my boy, Jerry Wayne Longmire. He and I will be gallivanting around the South. We're going to be doing a private gig with Billy D. Washington at some point. I believe that's Friday. Yeah. We're doing a couple gigs tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. And Friday, we're doing a private gig with Billy somewhere. I don't know where. Yeah. So, coming up, we're going to do a little Patreon private show. I'll go till maybe like, I was going to try to get out of here at 5 so I can get some of this merch done for the road. We'll go till 5:30. How about that? How about that? Yeah? Yeah. All right. Let's do it, man. Hey, yeah, get on that Patreon, you schlubs. We have fun on the Patreon. I do have a topic I want to discuss. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I mean, it's not like earth-shattering, but I do have something specific I want to get your opinion on. Patreon members. Thank you, Uriel. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, Flip. Much love, homie. All right. I'll see you guys in just a second on the Patreon. Heartthrob said, to the private bat cave. I'm not showing you my tits, McLovin. I'm not showing my tits. All right, listen. I'll see you guys next week, man. Until then, be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, show titties. Love each other. Shout out to Kelly Iko for doing the show. Shout out to you guys for watching all week. Much love to you. Oh, by the way, hey, if you won your fantasy league, you've all been paid, except Titan Hugo. He never gave me his... He said he doesn't have Venmo. So Titan Hugo, if you're listening, I need your PayPal, your Cash App, your Zelle, so I can pay you. But you should have your gift cards from Amazon, and everybody else has been paid. Clarence, Skiggity, Chris from Sam Houston, you've all gotten your gift cards and paid your cash. I just got to pay Titan Hugo his cash, and we're good. right. Love you guys. Have a great week, everybody. See you in the private hour. Bye. Daddy's making a YouTube video.